Hello, welcome to Storytime. Today our theme is Squirrels and Acorns. The first thing we will do today is sing our hello song. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. The first book I have today is called Leaf Trouble. A fresh breeze blew across the woodland, tickling the tall grass and trembling the trees. Summer had left and autumn had arrived. Pip Squirrel stuck his head out of the nest and sniffed the air. Something's changed, he decided, and he scampered off to find out what it was. Pip's nest was in an old oak tree. Pip loved the old tree and he knew every bit of it, from twig to trunk. But something was happening to the tree. It was happening so slowly that Pip hadn't noticed it until now. He skittered to a stop and stared at the leaves beside him. He was so surprised that he let go of the trunk. "Wah!" squealed Pip as he tumbled down through the branches and landed, oof, on the woodland floor. Pip lay there for a moment, staring up at the leaves. "They've changed color," he gasped. And he was right. The last time Pip had looked closely at the leaves, they had all been green, but now there were lots of colors, yellow and orange and even red. As Pip watched, one of the leaves dropped off and drifted down toward the ground. He jumped up and ran after it and caught it in his paws. But even as he reached it, another leaf began to fall. Pip ran after the second leaf and it just managed to catch it before it touched the woodland floor. "Not again," gasped Pip as a third leaf began to fall. Pip was still racing around, trying to catch the falling leaves, when his sister Blossom scurried up. "Good," panted Pip. "You're just in time." "Just in time for what?" asked Blossom. "To help save the tree," puffed Pip. "It's falling to pieces." "It's been happening for days," said Blossom, pointing to the leaf-covered ground. "Then we've got to stop it now," insisted Pip. Pip and Blossom collected all the fallen leaves into a big pile. "Now what?" asked Blossom. "We put them back," said Pip. So Blossom carried the leaves up into the tree where Pip tried to stick them back to the branches, but it didn't work very well. Then, all of a sudden, there was a huge gust of wind and hundreds of leaves began to fall. Pip and Blossom were scrambling around frantically trying to gather them when Mom Squirrel arrived. "What are you two up to?" she asked. When Mom found out what Pip and Blossom had been doing, she couldn't help smiling. "But Pip," she said, "the trees has to lose its leaves." And she explained that taking care of the leaves was hard work for the tree and that after keeping them all summer, it needed to rest for a while. "But I love this tree," said Pip sadly. "It's our home, and I want it back the way it was." "It will be," said Mom. "When spring comes, the leaves will all come back again. They've only gone away for a while." "Like when the sun sets and then comes back again," said Pip. "Like when the sun sets," agreed Mom, "except the leaves will take just a little longer to come back." Pip, Blossom, and Mom played beneath the old oak tree until sunset. Before they left, they collected some leaves to take back to their nest. "They're such beautiful colors," said Pip, smiling, "and now I understand why." He held up a paw full of leaves to show Blossom and Mom. "They're the colors of the sunset," said Pip. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this book. The next thing we have to do is I am going to tell you a flannel board called 5 Little Squirrels. squirrels sitting in a tree. The first one said, "What do I see?" The second one said, "Some nuts on the ground." The third one said, "Those nuts I found." The fourth one said, "I'll race you there." The fifth one said, "All right, that's fair." Scurrying down. So they shook their tails and ran with glee to the nuts that lay at the foot of the tree. There you go. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the 5 little squirrels. And the next book I have to read today is The Busy Little Squirrel. Leaves were falling. The air was getting cold. It was time for Squirrel to get ready for winter. "Squeak, squeak," said Mouse. "Will you nibble a pumpkin with us?" But Squirrel couldn't. He was so busy. "Sweet, sweet," said Bird. "Will you rest on a branch with us?" But Squirrel couldn't. He was so busy. "Croak, croak," said Frog. "Will you hop rocks with us?" But Squirrel couldn't. He was so busy. "Meow, meow," said Cat. "Will you lie in the sun with us?" But Squirrel couldn't. He was so busy. "Woof, woof," said Dog. "Will you run in the field with us?" But Squirrel couldn't. He was so busy. "Hoo, hoo, hoo," called Owl. "Will you watch the moon with us?" But Squirrel couldn't. He was fast asleep. The end. Okay, the next thing we will do today is I'm going to introduce you to a new song. This song is called Popcorn Song. I know we know this version, different version, but this is a new version of the same song with a scarf. So if you have a scarf at home or a napkin, anything will work, okay? And it goes like this. Okay? This song is called Popcorn Song. Popcorn kernels in the pot, in the pot. Shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them till they pop, till they pop. The last book I have today is called Little Acorn. When I was just an acorn, nobody noticed me. I watched the world below go by from high up in my tree. I nestled under cozy leaves and sheltered from the rain, growing fat and shiny when the sun came out again. When the summer faded, the leaves turned golden brown. Bye-bye, acorns, the leaves floating to the ground. Wait for me, I called, then ready, steady, jump. Whee! I tumbled through the air and landed with a thump. Squirrel was collecting nuts for his winter store. He hid me carefully away beneath the forest floor. Underground, everything was snuggly and still. I waited very patiently for time to pass until I felt a sudden change beginning deep inside. I'm feeling so peculiar. What's happening? I cried. You're growing up, said the worms, all wriggling about. When acorns fall into the soil, at some point they will sprout. I giggled as I felt tickly, teeny tiny shoots, and before I knew it, I had sprouted little roots. I started to stretch up, wiggling left and right, reaching up and up till I pushed out into the light. Warmed by gentle sunbeams, my little leaves unfurled. I was so excited to be back out in the world. As the weeks and months passed by, I grew and grew and grew. Squirrel spotted me and said, "I've been looking everywhere for you." The seasons changed and so did I. In sunshine, rain, and snow, my branches stretched, my trunk grew tall, my roots spread far below. Among my sturdy branches, the birds built cozy nest. My twigs and leaves made soft, warm beds for my feathered guest. Spiders weaved their sticky webs and beetles scurried by. Squirrels scampered playfully and made their homes up high. The creatures of the forest had never seen a finer tree. I wondered, would there ever be another one like me? Then one breezy morning, I woke up with a yawn. I stretched my branches, and out jumped a special little acorn. Every oak tree starts life as a seed called an acorn, growing off an adult tree. The acorn drops off into the soil where it sprouts roots. As the roots grow down, a leafy shoot sprouts up, growing taller and taller. The acorn is now a baby tree called a seedling. It continues to grow bigger and bigger until it is a new oak tree and grows acorns of its own. The end. Hope you enjoyed this book. And the last thing we will do today is we are going to sing our new goodbye song, which is called "We Wave Goodbye Like This." Okay, everybody ready? We wave goodbye like this, we wave goodbye like this, we clap our hands for all our friends, we wave goodbye like this, we wave goodbye like this, we wave goodbye like this, we clap our hands for all our friends, we wave goodbye like this. Thank you for joining me today.